Here we are at the blow molding station, and the blow molder is another way to make a hollow product. I kind of liken the blow molder to the injection molder of the hollow product world. When we talked about the injection molder, we said if it can be injection molded, we're going to injection mold it. And some of the reasons it might not be able to be injection molded are maybe sheer size or shape dimensions, and most typically hollow products. Hollow products can't be injection molded. So when we look at opportunities for hollow products, we have the blow molder, we have the rotational molder, we have some twin sheet vacuum forming. But if I can blow mold it, I want to blow mold it for all the same reasons I would want to injection mold solid parts. You can see it looks a lot like the injection molder. This one does not have a pneumatic or air-powered ram. It's mechanical. I've got to operate that myself. And I do have my heating chamber. I have this set to 350 degrees, and I'm going to fill this chamber with pellets. And when I say fill this chamber with pellets, we want a full chamber of pellets. I'm going to use low-density polyethylene. Let's load this chamber up. Looks like it's full. I'm going to pack that down, lift that up, and we're going to fill it again. Pack that down, fill it again. Full all the way to the top, and I'm just going to pack that down and set that there. I know that seems excessive, but what I'm essentially going to do here when those beads melt is we're going to force them through this extruder die head. And what that is going to do is extrude a tube, a hollow tube of plastic. If I don't have enough beads in there, I'm not going to get a long enough hollow tube of plastic to come all the way down to the bottom of the molds. This is going to take probably a good 2 to 3 minutes to heat up those pellets all the way to the core and the full height of the heating chamber. So we're going to have to wait a couple minutes here. All right, it's been about 3 minutes. I think my beads are all the way melted. And I'm going to pull down on this, and I can actually get a little extra leverage here. I don't want to hang on this, and I don't want to do this too quickly. It also helps to have a partner. Okay, so I'm going to ask a partner to come over here and slowly pull down on this. And when they do that, this melted plastic is going to come out of this extruder head in the form of a tube. We call that tube the parison. Okay? And as that parison comes down, I want to make sure of two things. It's not curling back or forward. It stays open at the bottom. And I want it to come all the way down until it extends over the air inflation needle. I'm going to use some little pieces of aluminum welding rod to help keep that open and bring it over the air injection needle. Then I will close the molds on the tube, and I will turn on the air compressor. That air compressor is going to inflate that parison against the walls of the mold, creating our hollow product. Okay. All right, I'm going to have my partner go ahead and slowly extrude that hot parison. Pull down a little bit faster. You can see that parison wants to stick a little bit right there. Okay, bring it down. We'll hear a couple of pops here and there. We've got some air bubbles here and there from between the pellets. Over my inflation needle, let's close the mold and turn on the air compressor. Should only take maybe 10 seconds or so when that air has cooled off the product. And as we open up our mold, we can see that we have an inflated hollow product. Be careful. When I go to remove this, I need to lift it off of the needle, and I might touch it or my hand to this hot extruder. So I've now removed one handle from the blow molder. You'll see we have this extra material on either end we call flash, and where we've pinched off the parison is actually referred to as pinch-offs. So I need to take this product, remove the flash at the pinch-offs, maybe some flash at my parting line where my two mold halves came together, and I have a hole from the air inflation needle that I'm going to drill a little bit bigger so that we can make a handle to hold a jump rope. We're going to turn in a jump rope. Requires two handles and a rope. Okay, we're not turning in a handle, we're turning in a jump rope with two handles. So we'll have two handles, and here's the one I just made. Remember, I've got my pinch-offs and my flash I need to remove. So we'll find a sharp X-Acto knife to do that. Carefully cutting away from myself. removing the pinch off. Might have a little bit of flash as well. I'll just trim that a little bit. Get rid of a little bit of this flash. And here's the hole where the inflation needle was from the blow molding machine. I need to run a drill bit into that hole so I can fit the rope into that hole. This is hard to do. We're trying to drill a hole into this round material. I'm going to kind of hold it against the wall. Use that variable speed on the drill. It does want to catch on occasion. So there we have our bigger hole, so we can put our rope into that bigger hole. This is a nylon rope. Nylon is a thermoplastic. When we cut the rope, it wants to fray and detangle on the ends. I drilled a hole the same diameter of the rope. So what I want to do is melt the end of the nylon rope so it bonds together to keep it from fraying. And I also kind of want to mushroom the end out a little bit so it's a little larger diameter than the rope itself. Be very careful here not to drip molten nylon onto your skin because it'll stick, it'll give you a blister, and it'll be there for a long time. So here's my torch. I just have a trigger igniter, instant light, and I'm going to melt that nylon rope. Another thing I sometimes do is wipe this onto the floor to kind of change the size of it. If I needed to make it skinnier, and that stuff just sticks to the floor for a second and wipes right out. Again, we kind of want to have this mushroomed in on here. So I might want to even push that down a little bit to kind of make that mushroomed in. So let that cool off real good because it's going to be molten and sticky here for a couple of minutes. Do not make the mistake of thinking we need to jam this into the handle while it's still hot and molten. I let that cool off. It's hardened. It's also a little bit bigger than the diameter of the rope. I'm going to start one end in, and I'm going to twist as I push. This should be difficult to get this in. Okay? If it's difficult to get it in there, it's going to be difficult to get it out. So there's our jump rope on one end. Remember, you'll repeat this process for the other end of the rope, creating your jump rope.